G'day everyone. Are you considering doing a car project? Or perhaps you're halfway through a project? And if that's the case, do you want your project to end up looking like this rather than this? If you answered yes, keep watching, because in this episode of 2 Minute Thursdays, I'm going to give you my number one tip, count them, one tip to help get your project finished rather than ending up in the classifieds as an unfinished project. Cue intro. So what's the secret to getting your car project finished and getting it finished just the way you had pictured? Why do so many projects fail halfway through? Usually it's because it hasn't been planned properly. They've run out of money, or they've run out of motivation or energy to get the project finished. And why is that? I believe it's because they haven't done the number one thing before starting to help ensure that they'll have the motivation and energy to get the project finished despite all the obstacles that are going to crop up through the project. You see, car projects are not something that you can get done over a weekend. It's a series of weekends, generally over a period of about 3, maybe 4 years, before you've got the car the way you want it. So that's going to take a lot of energy and commitment to get it done. So what's the number one thing you've got to do? Well, the best part is you've already done it before. It's just that you've stopped doing it. How many of you have got children, and when they get to the age of about 4 or 5, every time you make a statement, they just go, why? And that seems a little bit annoying. What they're doing is saying to you, I'm interested in what you've said. I want to know more. Because as a 4 and 5-year-old, children's brains are like a sponge and they want to soak up as much information as they can. And as they get older, they're sort of conditioned to stop asking that question, because parents and adults start telling the kids, look, this is really annoying. It's not that it's annoying. The problem is that when a child keeps asking you why, it's challenging you. It's challenging you to think about the answer you're going to give, to the point where you start running out of information to pass on. And that gets a little bit frustrating, because all of a sudden you just feel like a bit of a dick. The same thing can be applied when you're doing your car project. I want you to start being like that annoying or inquisitive 4 and 5-year-old. And I want you to do it to yourself first. When you start thinking, that'd be a cool project to do, before you go racing out, buying that car and start stripping it down, ask yourself why. And keep asking yourself why until you've run out of answers. And then you'll be able to see what your true motivation is. This will help to prevent you undertaking a project which you're not truly passionate about. It'll help to clarify what you want your project to end up like. And that will help to clarify, how much money am I going to have to spend? How much energy am I going to have to put into this project over the course of 3 or 4 years? And is it important enough for me to achieve that so that I've got the motivation and the drive to see the project through? So if at any point you look at your answers and you're not 100% convinced that you have the motivation, the drive and the passion to finish that project, it's probably better off that you shelve it for a little while until the right thing comes along. Could simply be a case you haven't found the right car that you're passionate enough about to invest the time, energy, and importantly, money into. Because when you're investing money into it, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. Do I buy my lunch for work, or do I pack my lunch? Can I give up that cup of coffee a day? Can I give up the cigarettes? Can I give up the grog? All these things will help to ensure that your project ends up the way you want and not in the scrapyard. The other thing with why is I want you to start asking other people why. So when you jump on forums and you're looking for information about, can I do this or can I do this with my car? And you start getting some answers, ask the people who give you the answers why. Why did you do that? Why do you think that's a good idea? Challenge them to provide more information so that you've got a clearer idea that the information they're giving you is appropriate for your build. You see, it's no point in getting information from somebody who's built a race car if you're going to build a street car. And there's no point in getting information from people who've built a street car but you want a high performance track car. You get where I'm going? So start being like that 4 and 5-year-old. Challenge people to provide you as much information as they can until they can no longer answer you, until they think you're an annoying 4-year-old. So this is my number one tip. It might sound simple, but it's harder to do than what you think, especially when you've stopped doing it. So it's going to take some practice, but I can assure you, challenge yourself by asking the question, why? Challenge other people by asking the question, why? And you'll start to get a clearer idea and a clearer focus in terms of where your build's going to go, what it's going to end up looking like, and whether you've got the motivation, the passion, and the desire to get that car finished. I hope you found something of interest in what I've had to say. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button. Please leave me a comment. Ask me why. Why am I doing the things I'm doing on my E46 project? Ask me why I think this or this about certain mods. Post me a comment below. And if you'd like to see more content on car maintenance, DIY projects and performance upgrades, particularly for the E46, I'd strongly suggest you subscribe and ring the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. So, I've got no idea whether I've got this crammed into a 2-minute video or not. I might have to start calling them 5-minute Fridays, maybe 7-minute Saturdays. Who knows? Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Leave me your comments, hit that like button, and please subscribe to help my channel out. And until we meet again, look after yourselves, stay safe, and TTFN.